All right. My name is Michaeli Oplanop, and I will be giving the Module 12 Persuasive Speech. Here's my note card that I've created. And I have 7 to 8 family members in my audience to listen to my speech today. Alrighty. How would you feel if your private information was leaked to the public by the company you work for? This recently happened to a company where private information about an employee was leaked to the public. Sorry. This recently happened to a company where private information about an employee was emailed to several people outside of the company. The employee personal information policy would prevent this from happening and keep not only the employee's livelihood, but also the company's. Over the past 2 weeks, I have researched problems and solutions on employee personal information, and I've created a new policy to help protect employees' private information. I believe that every company needs to have the employee personal information policy to protect their employees and make sure the company keeps a good name. In this speech, I will explain what the employee personal information policy is, and and then I will explain the benefits of the policy, and I will explain how the policy not only benefits the employees, but it also benefits the company. Nowadays, with all these scams and hackers, it's more important than ever that you are keeping your employees' personal information safe and locked up. This leads me to my first point, the employee personal information policy. The employee personal information policy is a policy I have created to help keep employee personal information safe. The policy would keep employee personal information and an HR department with access control, so only certain people in the company are allowed access to this information. Earlier, I talked about how a company had accidentally emailed private information about an employee to several people outside of the company. This policy would ensure that any private information that absolutely had to be emailed would be emailed in encryption. So if the private information had accidentally been emailed to someone it wasn't supposed to be, they wouldn't know what the information was. Therefore, they couldn't do anything with the information they had just received. The employee personal information policy's main benefit is keeping your employees' personal information safe. There are also many other benefits that come along with it. This leads me to my second point, the benefits of the employee personal information policy. With the policy in place, it would help employees stop worrying about their personal information being leaked to the public, and they could feel safe on a daily basis, which would allow them to focus on the quality of their work. Having a strong policy in place would hopefully protect the company from being sued if anything ever accidentally happened with an employee's private information. Upon researching, I came across a great example of this. An employee of the Carlos Lopez and Associates had accidentally emailed a spreadsheet to 65 other employees. The spreadsheet included 130 current and former employees' social security numbers, dates of birth, home addresses, and telephone numbers. 3 of the employees filed a class action complaint and were at extreme risk for identity theft and becoming victims to future crimes. The employee personal information policy would allow employees to stop worrying about their personal information being leaked to the public, and they could focus on the quality of their work. But the employee personal information policy isn't just for the employees. This leads me to my third and final point. The employee personal information policy isn't just for the employees, it's also for the company. When a company openly keeps employee personal information protected, it doesn't go unnoticed. This policy would help the company's future future connections. If a company had accidentally leaked an employee's personal information, it might hinder their chances on partnerships in the future. When people know that a when people know that a company keeps their employees' personal information safe, it creates a positive brand image. People tend to trust the company more and the products they are producing when they know that their employees are well taken care of. Cisco is a great example of this. They are well known for keeping their employees' personal information safe and secure. The employee personal information policy helps future partnerships and creates a positive brand image. I believe that every company needs to have the employee personal information policy to protect their employees and make sure the company keeps a good name. The employee personal information policy is a policy that would keep employee personal information in an HR department with access control. So only certain people in the company are allowed access to the information. The policy would allow employees to feel safe and secure, which would allow them to focus on the quality of their work. Partnerships are so important when running a company. When you openly take good care of your employees' personal information, it allows good partnerships in the future and creates a positive brand image. Tom's Guide reports in 2024 that 689 million employees' private information had been leaked across the world. This is why it is so important that you need to have a good policy in place, like the employee personal information policy. Thank you.